When were you the most optimistic during this game?
Well, actually, I was very slightly optimistic, during the whole game, let's say, because I mean, this is quite a curious line from Black, yeah, and that's very, very fine compensation. Despite basically his pawn down in the end game, it's very hard to prove something with white. So I knew that, but I thought like, okay, maybe I can slowly build up something in the center. But yeah, I guess logically, this bishop f4 idea is logical, just to trade away a pair of bishops. But it doesn't work due to some also as well positional and tactical reasons. So basically, after I let these exchanges happen, it was never something I could really hope for. Yeah, more than a draw, and then okay, after basically after b4, well, probably I have to bring my king to c2 and accept, sacrifice the pawn back and okay, just accept the draw.
Magnus, the same question for you. When were you the most optimistic during this game?
I wouldn't say I was ever particularly optimistic in the sense of winning the game. I was a little bit worried, kind of echoing Jan's sentiment of being a little bit optimistic. But yeah, was happy to find this idea with b4. But I knew that if he remained prudent there and just brought his king over, I thought chances of winning the game were not realistic.
Jan, it's your first game in a World Championship match. You're feeling now that it's over?
Well, I can't say much. So I was white, and normally we white you want to try to win, but yeah, draw is also somewhat a result. But yeah, just was I guess a fine game from Magnus. So I don't feel something specific.
Magnus, you had the black pieces in this game. Solid result after the first game.
Yeah, the result was solid. I do feel that I was a little bit shaky at times. There's certainly things that I could have done better, but overall I think the result was fair enough.
We open the floor to the media, the press. You may go to the microphones on the side and begin your questions. Yes.
Mike Klein with chess.com. My question's for Magnus Carlsen. Most of your games played against Jan in the past have been in opens or at least in invitationals. This is your first time, of course, playing him in a match. Do you expect that his style will change, given that this is a match format?
Yeah, I think Jan was already quite a lot more solid in the candidates. And this, I guess, was a continuation of that. But yeah, overall, he's just a very good player.
This is going to be a short press conference if you guys don't have any questions, so please.
You said before the press conference before the first game that you thought you were going to be fired up, Magnus, when you were sitting at the table for the first game. Did that happen today?
If I wouldn't say necessarily fired up, but very concentrated and eager to go for sure.
This side.
Saravanan
Please keep
from
your mask on.
sorry, Saravanan from ChessBase. Magnus, question to Magnus. Today it looked as if you got your kind of a position, a favorite kind of position for you, an endgame and a maneuvering, and before that a pawn sacrifice. So, would you consider this as a good start for you?
I think the answer is always nuanced. So, I mean, I didn't particularly mind the position that I got. I mean, the opening that I played is not one you can afford to play if you're not fine being down a pawn with the bishop pair. But after that, it does in general feel like white has a little bit more potential to to maneuver, and black usually has to react a bit more. But I was pretty happy with the plan that I found eventually. Giving up the bishop pair to some extent looks very counterintuitive, but I thought that I would still have reasonable compensation with his weakened pawn structure and relatively passive pieces, and at least in the game I was at least half vindicated.
I'm Anders Borg Hansen from Danish Chess Magazine. I have a question for both players. Can you reveal a little bit about who are your trainers or seconds?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I was asked the same at the starting press conference, so I can repeat that. Okay, the part of the team remains the same from the candidates, and the part of the team has changed.
Magnus?
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that you're from the Danish chess magazine, because I can reveal a big secret that my chief trainer is actually Danish.
May I have a supplementary question?
Yeah.
The opening choice suggests that perhaps also a German is involved on the team.
You may speculate as much as you want. I think that's half the fun of being a journalist at a World Championship match.
Yes. Thank you.